The world thought Toyota had gone silent, but silence can be deadly. While rivals lit up stages with flashy promises, Toyota was moving in the shadows, quiet, calculated, waiting. And then, boom, a single announcement that shook the entire auto industry. No teasers, no leaks, just one thunderous reveal. An engine so advanced it doesn't just challenge EVs, it dares to rewrite the future of driving itself. So here's the question. When the dust settles, will the future really belong to electric cars, or has Toyota just pulled the ultimate power move? Then came the shockwave. Toyota's CEO stepped forward with a chilling message to the industry. Our new dynamic force engine will crush the competition. This wasn't a routine press release. It was a direct warning, a declaration. And suddenly, boardrooms from Tesla to Ford to BYD were buzzing with unease. So what exactly is this engine? What makes it the boldest move in Toyota's history? And why are rival executives watching nervously as the spotlight shifts back to Toyota? Stick around, because we're about to unravel the suspense. But before we dive in, a quick reminder. If you want to ride the front wave of automotive breakthroughs, hit that subscribe button, because the future moves fast, and you'll want to be the first to catch it. Now, let's rewind for a moment. Why is Toyota clinging to gasoline engines when the world is racing toward electric? When every competitor is rushing to plug into batteries and motors, Toyota has stunned the market by not only keeping its combustion engines alive, but unveiling a brand new one. The question is, why? Why would Toyota stand firm when giants like Tesla, BYD, and Ford are sprinting ahead in the EV race? The answer lies not in today's headlines, but in the decades to come. Toyota knows the EV wave is real, but it's not universal. In vast markets like India, Africa, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East, the roads tell a different story. Charging stations are scarce, power grids are unstable, battery logistics remain a challenge. And that is where Toyota sees its opening. Toyota sees a problem. If the industry only chases electric, it risks ignoring millions of drivers around the world. That's why Toyota is playing a different game, a multi-pathway strategy. The idea is simple but bold. No single solution fits every road. So instead of betting everything on one horse, Toyota is building four: pure EVs, hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and even hydrogen. The dynamic force engine is born from this philosophy, designed to squeeze out more power with less fuel, cut down emissions, and stretch the lifespan of every ride. Think of the customer Toyota has in mind. Someone who can't yet afford an EV, but still craves efficiency, mileage, and modern tech. For them, Toyota offers a bridge, a smarter engine backed by decades of trust. After all, the name Toyota carries a reputation. Cars that last, engines that refuse to quit. That legacy gives the company confidence to double down on refining combustion instead of abandoning it. And they've done it before. Remember the Prius. It proved that blending petrol with electric could rewrite the rules, especially in countries where charging stations are more dream than reality. Now Toyota's engineers have gone even further. They've reworked airflow, cranked up the compression ratio, and fine-tuned heat management to unlock performance while keeping pollution in check. Their message is clear. To think EVs are the only future is short-sighted. Smart engine tech can still stand tall and even rival electric power. That's the thinking behind the dynamic force engine, which is no small update. It's part of Toyota's global TNGA system, a framework designed to make cars tougher, more fuel-efficient, and easier to build. While competitors rush to go all in on electric, Toyota takes a contrarian stance. Let both worlds,
petrol and electric, move forward together. The CEO himself frames it as strategy, not hesitation. These engines are crafted for one purpose: to deliver more performance with less fuel, to pollute less, and to last longer. And with the flexibility to run on ethanol or hydrogen, Toyota has opened the door to even more possibilities. Toyota knows one truth: every country drives on a different road. In some places, charging stations barely exist. In others, electricity itself is unreliable. And in those regions, the humble fuel engine still reigns supreme. That's why Toyota isn't just building engines, it's crafting smart solutions, engines that hit environmental standards and cost less to manufacture. The secret? TNGA technology. This system lets Toyota design one engine, then adapt it across an entire lineup, from compact cars to towering SUVs. Instead of reinventing the wheel each time, engineers can focus on refining performance. Updates roll out faster, costs stay lower, and when the world shifts to fuels like ethanol or hydrogen, Toyota won't need a total overhaul. The architecture is already prepared. And these aren't ordinary engines. Dynamic force doesn't waste fuel and heat, it channels it directly into power. With longer piston strokes, precision fuel injection, and advanced cooling systems like electric water pumps, these engines are built to last, delivering strength and stability in any climate. The lineup comes in 3 flavors: a compact 3-cylinder for small cars, a balanced 4-cylinder for daily drives, and a muscular V6 for those who crave power. Every variant is hybrid-ready, meaning Toyota can slide them into either petrol or hybrid systems seamlessly. Because they're built through Toyota's global factory network, these engines can be localized. Need ethanol for Brazil? Done. Hydrogen for Japan? Adjusted. And all without rebuilding factories from the ground up. That's why Toyota's dynamic force engine isn't just another motor, it's a philosophy, a bold technological leap that could redefine the future of internal combustion itself. So, what makes this engine stand apart from the rest? Let's start with thermal efficiency. In a typical engine, only about 25 to 30% of the fuel actually becomes usable energy. The rest? Lost as heat. But Toyota's dynamic force engine flips the script, pushing that number past 40%. That leap isn't just impressive, it's historic, a milestone for the entire auto industry. But how did Toyota pull it off? The secrets lie in engineering marvels, starting with its stroke-to-bore ratio. In most engines, pistons don't travel far enough to fully burn fuel. Here, Toyota lengthened the stroke and narrowed the bore, giving the fuel more time and space to ignite. The result? More power, less waste. Then comes compression. While conventional engines settle around a 10-to-1 ratio, dynamic force pushes it to 13-to-1. More compression means more explosive energy. But it also means more heat, and that's where Toyota's innovation shines. They built in a variable cooling system with an electric water pump, smart enough to regulate temperature on the fly. The engine stays cool, steady, and always at peak efficiency. Fuel delivery? Completely reimagined. A multi-hole direct injection sprays fuel with surgical precision, ensuring a cleaner, stronger burn each cycle. And here's the kicker. This engine isn't just for hybrids. Toyota designed it for both worlds, hybrid and pure petrol. That flexibility means it thrives in markets where EV infrastructure still lags behind. Even more, it's adaptable. Ethanol, hydrogen, future fuels can slot right in, no redesign required. That's why Toyota proudly calls it future-ready. But the question lingers. Can this dynamic force engine truly stand against EVs? For years, the world has been chanting in unison, the future is electric. Automakers raced for bigger batteries, governments drafted EV mandates, and consumers began drifting away from petrol and diesel. And that's exactly where Toyota makes its boldest challenge. Now comes Toyota's counterstrike. The dynamic force engine, a solution that makes you pause and wonder, what if you could have EV-like efficiency without ever worrying about a plug? Imagine driving a car that sips fuel, runs clean, and never leaves you hunting for a charging point. Would you still choose an EV? Here's how Toyota does it, by pairing fuel with electricity. The dynamic force engine is hybrid-ready, blending combustion power with electric drive. With thermal efficiency breaking past 40%, a number unheard of in conventional engines, you get the holy trinity: lower fuel bills, longer mileage, and more power in every drive. In city traffic, the hybrid system lets the electric motor carry the load while the engine rests at low RPMs. The moment extra muscle is needed, the engine wakes up, smooth, quiet, and efficient. No wasted noise, no excess smoke, just seamless performance. So can this new engine slow the EV revolution? The answer, at least for now, is yes, because Toyota has struck at EV's greatest strengths: low running cost and low emissions, delivering both without the price tag of a full electric and without the nightmare of an incomplete charging network. The result? In developing nations especially, drivers will likely embrace hybrids before jumping to full EVs. Hybrids offer the middle ground: no range anxiety, an EV-like feel, and the trusted safety net of petrol. And here's the kicker: versatility. This engine isn't locked to gasoline. It's already designed to run on ethanol, even hydrogen, which means as fuel technologies shift, the dynamic force engine shifts with them. Meanwhile, EVs will be scrambling for new batteries, new supply chains, and new infrastructure. Toyota has built not just an engine, but a moving target, always ready for the future. When Toyota's CEO declared this engine would destroy the competition, he wasn't just aiming at traditional automakers. The challenge was aimed straight at the EV giants: Tesla, BYD, and every company betting the farm on batteries. Yes, EVs still have a future, but Toyota's dynamic force engine makes one thing clear: electric is not the only road forward. Think about it. If you drive long distances, if your city lacks charging stations, or an EV is simply out of budget, Toyota just handed you a practical, affordable, and reliable alternative. Suddenly, the question isn't, when will I buy an EV? It's, do I even need one at all? But this breakthrough wasn't born overnight. Behind the curtain lies a story of grit, research, and quiet determination. Toyota has never been a brand of loud promises. It's a brand of silent revolutions, and this engine is the latest proof. The seeds of dynamic force were planted back in the early 2000s, when the world was just waking up to environmental concerns. Fuel prices were climbing, emissions were rising, and Toyota, already turning heads with the Prius, made a bold decision. The next revolution wouldn't come from outside the engine, it would come from within. This mission was top secret. Behind closed doors, Toyota assembled a special team across Japan, America, and Europe. Their challenge was deceptively simple: create an engine that sips less fuel, protects the environment, and is ready for whatever fuels the future. But to achieve that, they had to tear apart convention. Every detail was reimagined: the cylinder's shape, the piston's motion, the timing of air and fuel, even the way the engine handled its own heat. Nothing was off limits. The result? More than 300 patents, not for flashy features, but for microscopic changes: the spray angle of fuel injection, the split-second timing of a valve, the precision of a coolant sensor. Then came the trials. Thousands of hours of testing pushed these engines to the limit: scorching deserts in America, icy labs in Japan, rugged terrains across Europe. Where ordinary engines failed, Toyota demanded theirs endure, and it did. On top of physical trials, Toyota poured millions into computer simulations. With AI and machine learning, every design lived a digital life before it became metal. That meant faster progress, sharper accuracy, and each generation stronger than the last. And they didn't build it for one car. The dynamic force engine was woven into Toyota's TNGA platform, scalable enough to power anything, from a compact hatchback to a heavy-duty SUV. Built once, adapted everywhere. Most importantly, this engine wasn't locked into the present. Engineers future-proofed it, ensuring it could run not just on petrol, but seamlessly adapt to ethanol or even hydrogen. Built for today, ready for tomorrow. All along, Toyota's focus stayed clear: performance, durability, and eco-friendliness. Less maintenance, longer life, greater resilience. That's why Toyota claims this engine will crush the competition. It's not hype. It's the voice of years of data, failures, and breakthroughs. This isn't just another engine. It's a monument of engineering, one that could be remembered for decades. What does this engine mean for the global auto market? When Toyota unveiled the dynamic force engine, it wasn't just launching a product, it was sending a signal. A signal that Toyota is not just back in the race, it's ready to dominate again. At a time when the world crowned EVs as the future, Toyota dropped a disruptor, an engine that doesn't cling to the past but rewrites it. One engineered to meet the toughest regulations on Earth while still shattering old limits. So can it survive in markets with brutal emission standards like the US, Europe, and Japan? The answer? Absolutely. This engine breathes out extremely low CO2 and nitrogen oxides. With thermal efficiency over 40%, it's leaner, greener, and far more fuel efficient than conventional engines. And it's not bound to petrol alone. Toyota built it to thrive on ethanol, hydrogen, even future biofuels. Which means if governments ban gasoline tomorrow, Toyota doesn't hit pause. It simply shifts fuels and keeps moving. This raises a bigger question. Is Toyota reclaiming the crown as the king of engine technology? Once it was the name synonymous with durability and performance. As EV hype grew, critics whispered Toyota was falling behind. But this engine silences those doubts. It's not a step back, it's a declaration. Toyota was never late, it was simply ahead of its time. And their secret weapon isn't just the engine, it's how they build it. Toyota's TNGA platform is one of the most efficient production systems in the world. It means one engine design can power countless vehicles, from nimble sedans to heavyweight SUVs, without reinventing the blueprint each time. That slashes costs, speeds up production, and allows Toyota to push out more advanced vehicles at lower prices. A rare combo that competitors will struggle to match. Which leaves us with one final question. Can rivals catch up? Because Toyota has just proved that if the technology is sharp enough, fuel engines can still be clean, affordable, and here for the long run. While rivals wrestle with battery shortages, fragile charging networks, and the high cost of EV upkeep, Toyota has taken a different path, one rooted in reality. Its goal isn't to halt the EV revolution, but to tailor solutions for every market. For countries not yet ready for full electrics, Toyota's dynamic force engine is the answer. Durable, reliable, and built to keep running without the constant headache of maintenance. This isn't just a technological leap, it's a business masterstroke. While others gamble on the EV race, Toyota has unveiled an engine that's reliable today, powerful tomorrow, and ready for whatever the future demands. Which makes one thing clear: Toyota is no longer following the race, it's setting the track. And the dynamic force engine is its loudest statement yet. But here's the real cliffhanger. What comes next? Could Toyota's next move be a super hybrid? A machine that blends the muscle of combustion, the efficiency of electric, and the clean promise of hydrogen? The signs are already there. For years, Toyota has quietly invested in solid-state batteries. Unlike today's lithium-ion cells, these use solid electrolytes, making them safer, tougher, and capable of charging at lightning speed. Toyota claims they'll deliver up to 1,000 kilometers on a single charge, recharged in just 10 minutes. Now picture this, that breakthrough battery paired with the dynamic force engine. A car that switches seamlessly between modes. In the city, you glide silently on EV power. On the open road, the dynamic force engine roars to life, carrying you further than any EV dares. No charging anxiety, no range collapse in bad weather, no compromise on power or efficiency. Instead, a new segment is born. Not fully EV, not fully fuel-based, but a fusion of both worlds. The super hybrid. Now, let's talk hydrogen. Toyota has already proven its faith in this fuel with cars like the Mirai, showing the world that hydrogen-powered vehicles can be clean, practical, and powerful, emitting nothing but water vapor. But the next step is even bigger. According to reports, Toyota's R&D team is testing the dynamic force engine to run directly on hydrogen. That means hydrogen isn't powering a fuel cell, it's burning inside the engine itself. The feel of a traditional motor, the roar, the torque, the thrill, without the CO2. Imagine that. And now imagine something even crazier. A single car equipped with 3 powerhouses, the dynamic force engine, solid-state batteries, and hydrogen fuel. That wouldn't just be a hybrid. That would be the ultimate hybrid. A triple-power machine, a redefinition of the future itself. This is Toyota's strategy. While other automakers sprint down a single path, Toyota is laying tracks in every direction. EV, hybrid, hydrogen, and combustion. Preparing not just for one future, but for all of them. The result? A technology so flexible that whichever fuel dominates tomorrow, Toyota is already ready. Engineers even hint that within the next 5 years, we could see a car that blends all three: solid-state batteries, hydrogen, and dynamic force. If that vision becomes reality, Toyota won't just disrupt the auto industry, it will rewrite its rules entirely. It won't just build a new car, it will create a new idea. And when that happens, the competition may have no choice but to start over at the beginning of the race. And if you want to be the first to catch breakthroughs like this, make sure you hit subscribe, because the future isn't coming. With Toyota, it's already here.